Always great catching up with my next guest. Geoff Neal is going to be back in action, taking on Rafael dos Anjos. UFC 308, October 26th in Abu Dhabi. Geoff, how's it going, man?
It's going good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Good to see you back in the mix here. Get another fight. Rafael dos Anjos, was that a surprise at all? Because it was to a lot of us.
Yeah, no, super surprised. Like I was not expecting that at all. But I don't know how it came about. Like my coach came up to me, he said, "Yeah, you're fighting RDA," and I was like, "What? RDA?" Like I didn't think he was going to go back up to welterweight at all. But I'm honored. He's a legend. He's a vet. So it should be a fun fight.
Yeah, and it carries some name value being a former UFC champion, and it's again a very, very interesting matchup. Looking forward to that, and then also, like I mentioned off the top, there going to be fighting in the Middle East. Are you happy about that? Because I know some fighters don't like traveling too far.
I mean, this is my first time going overseas, so I'm excited to do that. I fought in Canada. You know what I mean? That was like my only international fight, but
yeah, it's not really international though. We're like neighbors, right? So it's a little bit different.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like it's the closest thing I can get to that. But I'm excited to go overseas. Yeah, I'm down for it.
Yeah, it'll be a cool experience for sure.
Yeah.
Right amount of time off in between fights, or are you hoping to get back in there a bit sooner?
I was hoping a little bit sooner, but this is perfect. God willing, this fight goes the way I want it to go, and then I'll bounce back and try to get a fight in December.
Okay, well, there you go. I like that timeline. That sounds good. And of course, the last fight was against Ian Garry. I believe we spoke after that. I know not the way you wanted things to go. I know it was a while ago, but just biggest takeaways from that fight that you're going to be bringing into this one.
Just not being so passive. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Take more risk. I didn't take enough risk during that fight, and I was playing it safe a little bit too much, and ended up giving him the decision.
And then obviously he fought Michael Venom Page after you. What did you make of his performance in that fight? Was that kind of what you were expecting in that one?
No, that's not what I was expecting at all. Wasn't he wrestling them?
Yeah.
I did not expect that. I didn't know Ian could wrestle, but yeah, I mean, hats off to him. You know what I mean? I was expecting a boring stand-up fight, you know what I mean? Because they're both like long and rangy and they like to keep the distance, but congrats to him.
Fighting Rafael dos Anjos, like I mentioned, former champion. There's a lot of tape on him. One of the opponents that, it's not like you're going to be hurting for footage.
Right.
How are you looking at this fight stylistically? Because obviously he's bounced around between the two weight classes.
I don't know how to really look at it. He's well-rounded and he's a grinder. So I'm just expecting him to, you know what I mean, push the pace and be real tenacious. And I just got to match that energy.
Yeah, absolutely. And camp at Fortis MMA, anything different? Who've been some of the main guys helping you get ready for this fight? As we got a ton of time. We're recording this on August 21st, so lots of time.
Yeah, it's the same guy, the same group. We got Ramiz, got Kyle Crutchmer, got Jacoby. There's a new dude that's in there. His name's Max. I forget. I don't know how to say his last name.
No worries.
I forget his last name. He's a new dude, and he's real solid. So I got a good group. And they're all like the right height too. I think RDA is like what 5'9" or 5'10" or something like that.
Yeah, no, that certainly helps.
It's going good so far.
I know it was a few months ago, but how cool is it to see Macy get that win against Myra Silva? I mean, she's heading towards getting a title shot here pretty soon, which is awesome.
Yeah, for sure. Like I'm super excited for her. She works like she works harder than everybody at the gym, and I got to the point where I'm looking at her and her work ethic, and I'm trying to match that. She raised the bar on all the guys at the gym and showing everybody how to really work hard and grind for what you want.
And you guys have had some similar things too, where she's had a lot of health issues like you have, and it's just about once you're healthy, you guys can really go out there and perform, right?
Yeah, for sure. You know what I mean? And thing that separates her is like her perseverance. You know what I mean? She's just always at it, even when she was going through stuff. Like she was still doing stuff. So I love that for her. Like she's an awesome person. So I can't wait to see her get that belt.
Have you figured out your itinerary yet? Because I know for a lot of fighters, they want to get to Abu Dhabi a little bit earlier just to, acclimatize, the time change, all that different stuff. Actually, maybe not the time change, but at least the climate and all that too, right?
Yeah, I haven't figured it out yet. Some people told me to go out there 2 weeks before. Somebody told me to go out there like 8 days before. But I'm gonna figure it out just to see, because I got kids here. I can't leave them here for that long. So we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I imagine Coach Safe will be with you. Do you have an idea of what your corner's going to look like?
Yeah, Coach Safe and Harvey Taylor or Kruger Sib, and then whoever else. I haven't picked the third corner yet, but we'll figure it out.
How do you see the fight playing out? Because the one thing with RDA, if you look at his career as a whole, he's tough to finish, man. Like he's pretty durable for the most part. I'm sure that's something you're keeping in mind as you're sort of formulating the game plan. Although you've knocked out a lot of guys too.
Yeah, but I mean, I always expect to finish. You know what I mean? I don't care how durable somebody is. You know what I mean? Anybody can get knocked out. So you know what I mean? I'm gonna stick to my guns. You know, go for the finish. I think it's gonna happen probably late second round.
Of course, I don't know if you caught it on the weekend, but we have a retaining middleweight champion, Dricus du Plessis, defeating Adesanya. What did you think of his performance in that fight?
Oh, it was this weird. It's like he's one of those guys. Like he doesn't look like he can fight. Like I mean, if you just like look at his style and how he moves around, it's like how's this dude the champ? But then he always pulls it off. You know, it's amazing to watch. You know, wasn't expecting that, but you know what I mean. Hats off to him. Congrats.
How did you have the fight going in? Did you think Izzy was going to win?
Yeah, I thought Izzy was just going to outpoint him, and I think he was having success. I don't know how the judges were scoring the rounds, but I think I had it 2-2. I didn't. Was it the fourth round that Izzy got finished? Yeah, like and I think I had it 2-2 up until that point, but I'm not a judge, you know. Thank God. So I was. You know what I mean? I watch fights from. I get biased. If I pick a fighter, I'm biased. So everything that fighter does is like amazing. I'm like, oh, he won that round.
Yeah.
But
that was close.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Congrats to DDP.
I always ask you this every interview because I always forget and I got to keep track of it more often. But your contract, you have a couple more fights, I would imagine, especially getting this fight.
I don't even know.
Yeah, I know your coach handles that, right? Safe sort of.
Yeah. I think I either got this is my last fight of the contract or I got 2 more. Who knows?
Yeah. Is it almost better that way to not focus on it? Because then that way you're not worried like, hey, my back's against the wall or whatever. Because I guess every fight's important, right?
Like honestly, every one of my fights, my back's against the wall. You know what I mean? Because you can get cut mid-contract. I think I'm pretty sure you can.
Yeah, you absolutely can. Yeah, for sure.
So like I don't look at it like that. You know what I mean? Like if UFC doesn't plan on signing you after your contract, they're just not going to sign you after your contract. You know, it's already planned out. You know what I mean? They already have it in their mind. So I got a good fight on a good position and on a good card. So that I hope that's a good sign that if this is my last fight, I'll get re-signed on the next one, on the next contract.
Well, I was going to mention that because it's not only you being placed on a good card. I mean, let's be honest here. You're an older fighter. They could have given you like a prospect, but you're getting to fight a legend in RDA. People obviously like your style. You just fought Ian Garry. I would think that, you know, no matter, obviously you want to go out there and win the fight, but like, I would think that like the UFC must like you if they're giving you these types of opportunities.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, and I'm grateful for it. You know, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, especially surprised because my last fight was just it was boring, you know, but, you know what I mean? To give me this fight, you know what I mean? I appreciate them, you know what I mean? Because I fought two undefeated prospects my last 2 fights, you know, so, but RDA, you know, I'm just glad to fight, man. I appreciate where I'm at right now.
What do you think a win over RDA does for you? Kind of get you back up the rankings a little bit? Because again, he comes with that name value too. I know he's older, but we're also talking about a former champion. And I also forgot to mention, he fought Colby for the interim title too at 170.
Yeah, I forget about that. But I mean, I don't know where it's going to put me after, but yeah, I don't know where it's going to put me. You know what I mean? Like, that's one thing about me. I don't think too far ahead like that. I don't like to look past my opponent. I'm like, where I'm going to be after, you know what I mean? I just got to beat his ass and get through him.
We have a new champion in your division, someone that you have a win over. I mean, that's got to feel good. Of all the wins you have in your career, it's against someone who became the champion. What did you think of Belal Muhammad's performance?
It was solid, man. He's improved. I like him. You know what I mean? Like after we fought, we've trained together before. You know what I mean? We've worked. I think somebody had a fighter. I worked with him in Vegas. You know what I mean? I've sent him messages on Instagram. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like championing for him. Like I wanted him to get the belt because I was seeing how people were trying to discredit him, so he couldn't get his title shot. And I was like, letting him know that he deserved a title shot. You know what I mean? He went on like a 10-fight streak. You know what I mean? Like he's beating all the top dudes. But you know, I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
You know, and I hope he keeps the belt so whenever I get up there, I can beat his ass again.
With all that said, though, did you think he was going to win going into the fight, or did you think Leon was going to win?
No, I knew he was. I knew he was going to win. Yeah, the way he likes to do like put pressure, and Leon doesn't like pressure. You know what I mean? He keeps falling his back foot and puts his back against the cage. I knew it was going to go just like that.
Did you expect him to dominate him the way he did? I think people who even picked Belal didn't think it would be that one-sided. Were you expecting that?
Yeah, honestly, no. I didn't think it was going to be that dominant, but I just I thought like the first 2 rounds were going to be like really hard, and then the late rounds is where Belal was going to take it away.
Yeah, I agree with that. Another name in your division who we don't know what's going on with them. Do you think Colby Covington ever fights again?
I don't know. He had an opportunity to fight Ian Garry, didn't he?
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
I don't know what he's doing. Maybe him and Kamaru, they can do a fucking old man fight. Just get the hell out. Like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know what he's doing. I'm not worried about Kobe.
Yeah, no, for sure. Just figure because that's going on in your division. And then obviously another thing in your division, I guess he's part of your division now, Tony Ferguson. What do you do with him? Because it's kind of a weird spot. Obviously, I think a lot of people do not want to see him compete anymore. He's had a losing.
He retired.
Well, he kind of half retired. He put one glove down, so it's not an official retirement.
Oh no.
But it's hard, right? Because like I think it's kind of a tough situation. Like you don't want to see him fight anymore. So the idea would be like the UFC would be like, okay, we're going to release you, but then people are worried that maybe he's going to go to like bare knuckle or something. I guess the solution would be the UFC should just give him a job or something. I don't know. What do you think the solution is for Ferguson?
Just give him nothing but wrestlers.
Yeah,
just give him all wrestlers. Like no strikers. I don't know. I want to see him win, but it's just yeah, you know how I feel about that.
If they offered you him as an opponent, would you kind of be reluctant just because he's been losing so much?
I don't think I would do it. I don't know, man. Because he's a grown man, so it's like I'm not gonna give him no like a fucking pity party or anything. But I just want to fight him because it makes no sense. How about that? You know what I mean? If I got an offer, I'd be like, no, I'm not fighting him. It makes no sense.
And just one more thing in your division. I forgot to ask this off the top. Were there any other opponents in the mix besides RDA, or was that the only name you heard of?
That's the only name I heard of. That's the only one that they offered me with.
Okay.
I think they offered me with somebody else. I forget who it was, but it was going to be in August, but I was going to be ready.
Okay.
Like I think it was in August 17th in Australia. That the card that just happened. Actually.
Oh, 305. Okay.
Yeah, but I was nowhere near ready. Okay. I ain't even gonna tell you how much I was weighing.
Really? Oh, so it was a weight thing then. Okay.
It was a weight thing. Yeah, it was a weight thing.
Is that like, because I know you only missed weight one time. I do want to point that out to people because I remember they made such a big deal when you missed weight against Shavkat, but it was the only time in your career.
And they keep on saying like that was a
combination of things though, because you were dealing with an illness, I think too, right? So
yeah, I was just dealing with a lot of stuff, but you know what I mean. I'm in a way better place now. You know what I mean. I'm already way ahead of my like as far as like my weight. I'm way ahead of the game. So this weight cut should be a breeze like it usually always is.
Why do you think you get so like you just love food, or why do you think it's hard for you to keep the weight down?
I love food.
You do?
I love food, and for some reason my body holds on to a lot of water. Like you know what I mean. Whenever I gain a lot of weight, I still look like muscular and like you know what I mean, like big, but just for some reason my body holds on to a lot of water. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I don't know. Maybe I'm just fat.
Yeah. Would you ever move up to 85, or you think you'll always be at 170?
Like towards the end of my career, yeah, I'm moving up to 85.
Okay.
Like whenever I get, you know what I mean, like the hard weight cuts are just getting too much for me, I'll move up. But right now the weight cuts aren't that hard yet. So.
Okay. I mentioned Shavkat. It looks like, I mean, I think most people feel like he should be next for Belal. Do you agree with that?
Looking at the division, yeah, why not? You know what I mean? Like who else is there for him?
Well, they've said Usman, but I don't really understand that because he's coming off a couple losses.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, that makes no sense. So Shavkat.
Now, having fought both guys, who do you think would win in a fight with Shavkat and Belal?
Oh shoot, man. I will go with Belal, depending, but I don't know how good. Like, you know what I mean? Me and Shavkat fought, but we never went to the ground, so I don't know how good his submissions are on the ground. He submitted me, but like not from a takedown.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, you mean it could be one of those. You know what I mean? If Shavkat could stifle Belal's pressure, and or if Belal can get fucking a takedown, but if Belal gets a takedown, will he be able to defend like Shavkat's submissions? I heard Shavkat has a lot of slick submissions off his back, so who knows?
Yeah. And just quickly back to the weight thing. Are you still working at the restaurant as well? Because I imagine too, if you're working at a restaurant, there's probably some good food around.
Yeah, I'm about to go to work right now.
I literally was thinking that as we were starting the interview because I'm like, man, you got pretty dressed up for this interview, you know? So
yeah, no, I'm about to head to work right now.
Okay, cool. Are you working nights or what's your shift normally?
Night. So I work. You know what I mean. I'm working tonight. Wednesday night. I'm working. I work Friday night and Saturday mornings and Sunday mornings.
You must, I mean, again, like, and I always mention this every interview so people understand you're doing it because you make some extra money. It's not like you have to go back and work there.
Nah, for sure.
Yeah, and it's good. And now that you're getting, like, you've been in UFC for a while, like, do you find after every fight now, especially you just fought Ian Garry, that people do recognize you more? Is that like a thing more now?
Yeah, it's getting more and more. You know what I mean? Like it started like slow, but like now it's like sometimes it's like 2 a day.
Yeah,
3 a day. You know.
Okay, that's good though. It's good to be like somewhat of a celebrity. That's as well too. Has anyone ever because I think you have to sign off on your receipts. Has anyone ever tried to like sell your autograph from a receipt?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't have to sign a seat. I don't have to sign anything. No,
I thought like servers have to like sign at the end to say like, hey, thanks for like eating with us or something. You know, I don't know.
Oh no, I don't know. Some of them do. I don't do that.
I was gonna say because someone could just like, pawn off your autograph.
I got the worst. I got the worst handwriting. So like it'll look like a little fucking toddler just wrote some. Hey, have a nice day. My name's Geoff. Like nah.
2 more quick questions. Conor McGregor, do you think he fights again? We're seeing more. It seems like we're seeing more footage of him partying than him actually being in training.
He ain't fighting. Nah, I'm assuming he's never fighting again.
Do you think Jon Jones fights again? They're talking about him and Stipe in November, but you know it keeps getting delayed, right?
I think he's gonna fight again. I feel like Jon, he still has something to prove, so he'll fight again.
Do you think he's the pound for pound best? I know Dana's really been hammering that home. My theory as to why he always brings up Jon Jones as the pound for pound best is because he's trying to sell everyone in the Stipe fight. But I think like the hardcore fans know, like Aspinall's the kind of the real champ right now. He's been active. He's fighting all the top contenders. What do you think of all that?
As far as like pound for pound best right now in this moment, I can't say that. Yeah. But as far as like the GOAT, like as far as like the best fighter to ever like grace the octagon, it's Jon Jones.
Yeah.
But like at this moment, is he the best fighter in the world? To be determined. But he you know what I mean? Like he's a legend. You know what I mean? If he retires right now, he's the best fighter to ever fight in the UFC.
What about GSP? No love for Canada here? What's going on?
GSP's number 2.
There you go. I like that. Good answer, Geoff. That's good. All right. I don't want to make you late for work, Geoff. I really appreciate the time. If there's anyone you want to thank before we get out of here, any sponsors, any social media, I'll give you the last one.
No, that's it, man. I appreciate you, brother.